WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, often reviewing rare and exotic whiskeys. This is not rare, at least I don't think it's rare. This is Benromach, this is Contrast, this is Virgin Oak. It was distilled 2013, it was bottled 2024, 46%, non-chilled filtered, no information about natural color here, but we can assume it is Whiskybase number 255267. And I'm confused. I'm not often confused about whiskey, but sometimes I get very confused because we have here from Benromach a contrast series. We've had various different contrast series here. There's the Bordeaux double cask. There is so the organic that now belongs to the contrast series. There's been Malt. What was it? Something else. There's been a few contrasts here. The double matured Bordeaux wine cask, the cask strength vintage, the organic contrast, the peat smoke contrast, and then what we have here, and oops, I have to put a little bit of my glass so I can start comparing it, because I have two other things I'm going to compare it to. Benromach, also from Virgin Oak casks. Did you know that they've used Virgin Oak for their contrast organic for years now? I did not. So I have here the kiln dried and I have here the air dried contrast from the year 2023. So let's go here. The air dried is literally the staves were cut from trees, left outside 3 years, air dried staves, and they made barrels out of them. Here we have 2 years, and then the last part was in a kiln. I very much like this kiln dried. There are other people out there that have done the air dried versus the kiln dried, and almost all of them like that as well, even better than the kiln dried was better than the air dried. Weird. Don't we actually think air dried should be better? Apparently not. Now this is, as I said, it's just virgin oak. So apparently it's not dried anywhere. Of course, staves need time to lose the moisture they had from the tree. And so it just is here introducing the latest addition to our contrast range, a limited edition single malt matured in the finest virgin American oak casks for 10 years. Full maturation 10 years, full maturation 10 years, American oak, kiln dried, air dried. Every drop is made by hand using the sharpened senses of our distillers who put their heart and soul into making award-winning whiskey. Thank you, Gordon MacPhail, for that wonderful, wonderful statement. Now, if I read the press release here, it basically mentions the unseasoned casks featured in this release were handmade by expert coopers in Speyside. That's new. Then gently charred before being filled with Benromach's signature subtly smoky spirit. The result is a fragrant whiskey with dried banana aromas, don't get that, and lemon maybe, and fudge on the nose, bursting with Seville orange zest, combined with butterscotch and smooth smoke on the palate. It finishes with long-lasting citrus. Those are the official notes here. If I go over here to these two, I also have the press release in front of me. And it says here, distilled in 2012 and bottled earlier this year, 2023. The new contrast air-dried oak and contrast kiln-dried oak whiskeys showcase the subtle nuances and flavors generated by different techniques used to dry the wooden staves that make up the casks. With an ABV of 46%, both whiskeys offer drinkers a lingering smoky finish, but with different flavor profiles. The first variant features oak which has been air-dried for 3 years before toasting, providing the whiskey sweet vanilla fudge notes followed by fresh peppermint and oak. And its kiln-dried counterpart, which I like, features whiskey matured oak that was air-dried for 2 years, then put in a kiln to accelerate the drying process. This increases the interaction of spirit and wood, getting the wood a sweeter, more malted biscuit nose with lemon, barley, sugar, and mixed tropical fruit flavors. I mean, even the description is better of the kiln dried air here. So, ta-da! And if you look on the boxes, which I put the bottles here, you will actually see that it says there American oak. All right, so it's just virgin oak cask matured. Does it say American oak anyplace? Virgin oak cask matured. I thought it said someplace American oak. Yeah, okay, dried virgin oak. Oh, okay, good. I don't know. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe here we have American oak. Maybe we have here other oak. I don't get it. Can someone please help me understand what is the major difference between the air and the kiln dried and the new virgin oak? Is it the word American oak? I'm usually not that thick-headed. I'm not that slow usually, but there are moments in life where I have my moments, as my wife likes to mention. I get sawdust on the nose a little bit. I get the light smokiness of the Benromach. I get a little bit of artificial caramel. If you've ever had a mixed sundae and they put the artificial chocolate, the artificial strawberry, and the artificial caramel, I like that. I'm not sure if I like it in my whiskey here. A lot of artificial moments. Going over to the air dried, it's a little bit rougher. A little bit of the edges is still there. A little bit more of the smoke comes through. And the kiln dried, it's smoother. It has more of a honey orange moment. I'm supposed to be getting orange here. I'm getting it here in the kiln dried. All right, so let's try this here. The virgin oak contrast. It's sweet. There's an artificial caramel note, butterscotch even, note going on in here. There is a little bit of a fruit moment, maybe a little bit of blood orange or Seville orange. It's overly sweet. The peat is supporting and not distracting. Nice. I'm not sure about this one. My gut feeling says it's a C to C minus. Over here, the air dried virgin oak. There's more smokiness. Also here I have a little bit more of a vanilla powder sugar moment. And a little bit of orange zest. Candied orange zest. I like this better. So if this was a C minus, this is definitely a C. Maybe even a C plus. And going over to our kiln dried, air dried, kiln dried. Always trying to cleanse my palate in between, cleanse my palate, clean, cleanse. Very good balance, swishing between, swishing is German. Very good balance between the smokiness and the wood. This is definitely my favorite. This is orange peel. This is a little bit of tropical fruits here. This is very, very good. I cannot emphasize this enough. If I were to go out there and buy a Benromach today, 60 pounds for all three of these, okay? About 60, 70 euros over here in Germany for all three of these. The kiln dried is the best. Very, very nice. The air dried is the second best, and the third best of the three is the virgin oak. I don't know. It just has an artificial moment going on in there. Artificial toffee, butterscotch, caramel. even like a artificial sweetener moment. Not definitely. I'm gonna stick with my C minus here. Value for money, C minus. This I could go up to actually B minus here. Very, very nice. And this is a solid C. Value for money, also C's. I would buy the older last year's contrast bottlings with the kiln dried, definitely the air dried if you can't find anything, before I go out and buy a bottle of the virgin oak, American virgin oak here. Okay, my question of the day is, does anyone understand what the real difference is between last year's contrast virgin oak and this year's contrast virgin oak? And the last thing is, what other, I think I asked the exact same question here with this, with when I compared the two, which other distilleries in in Europe, or just say Europe, all right? So Scotland, England, Ireland, Germany, France, and so on. Which distilleries in Europe do you know of that use virgin oak? I'm saying Europe because in North America, all bourbons and all straight ryes are in virgin charred oak, and so that's not something that's unusual there. All these are 10 years of age. All these are 60 pounds, 60 some euros. But this one, the kiln dried, is the best. Thank you very much for watching, liking, subscribing, telling others, and I will see you back here in a couple days at Whiskey Jason here. Bye-bye.